My name is, I'm Henry Sisipasara. My chief title is Ba'amua. So my full name is Ba'amua Henry Sisipasara. I am the representative from my village, the village of Pago Pago, the capital of Territory of American Samoa. I represent my village in the legislature here at the House of Representatives. Been here representing my village for 4 years now. So that's my role here as an official representative at the House of Representatives here in the territory. Well, on that morning, the earthquake, it was early in the morning. I and my granddaughter were the only one at home, and I was getting my granddaughter ready for school, and then the earthquake shook, and I didn't worry a little bit because we have quite a few earthquakes here, you know. But when it lasted over a minute, it worried me, and it kept shaking over a couple of minutes and shaking it over 3 more minutes, you know, and I lost count at the time. It was so long an earthquake that it really concerned me. What came to my mind was that there could be a tsunami after this. It felt like the earthquake was pretty close to the island. And then I ran outside in front of my house. I live up at the top of the hill, looking down at the village. And I ran in front of the house and looked down at the soccer field. And I saw water. I saw a sailboat coming on the soccer field. So I knew there was a tsunami. Then I jumped into my truck and I told my granddaughter, who was 11 years old, told her to wait here while I go get my brother. My brother lives in the down at the flat part of the village. By the time I got down there, it was too late. My brother was already got into the tsunami. So I was hoping that he was okay. After that first wave, I finally made it to the house and found out that my brother was just barely surviving there. So I had to grab him, put on the truck, and rush him up to my house and have my other brother who was there help him. So it was quite a emotional experience at the time. In the meantime, after that, I came down and gathered the young people of the village, and we were doing a search and rescue in between waves. So when the second wave came, well, before the second wave came, we were able to pick up 3 victims of the tsunami and took them to the hospital. And the second wave came. It was just, it's a sight that I hope I would never see again. So it was very emotional. I was involved in getting the youth of the village help with the search and rescue during the tsunami. There were 3 major waves that were pretty strong. The first one was really the one that took the first heavy toll to the village. And the second and the third wave were also strong enough to reach more inland. About the 4th and the 5th wave, they kind of slowed down, but I think there were, I counted at least 9 waves that came in between. And then there was a time period, I think, if I can remember correctly, a time period of like 7 to 10 minutes in between the waves. So we had enough time to run in for search and rescue before another wave comes in. All we watch for is when the water retreats back. And when the water retreats back, and then we knew that there's going to be another wave coming. And looking at how much of that water retreats back, we kind of figure out how big a wave is going to come. So by the 4th wave, the water retreats, but was not as much going back out. So we kind of figured at that time that the waves coming back after that was going to be too much trouble. It's sad, very sad. I myself lost quite a bit of my businesses. I had just completed a two-story building right there at the harbor. I and my cousin had a business. We're about to open Thursday before the tsunami hit us on Monday. And we had a two-story building there which would be a fishing company, fresh fish and frozen fish, hopefully to ship off island. That building, the whole facility is gone in just that first wave. First wave just wiped it out. And further inland, I had a laundromat. My wife runs a laundromat further inside, and the tsunami, the first wave, just wiped that out too. So we took a pretty much toll business-wise in there. But the personal property of the people in our village was sad. And then we have some people that were also killed, and it was a sad story. You know, it took me like 6 months before I can actually get a good sleep thinking about it, especially when I was personally involved with transporting victims to the hospital. And I had my pickup truck, and one time we had 3 people in the back of the truck that we transport, and it was very sad. Well, the first day, right after the tsunami that morning, that same day in the afternoon, I was able to call up on a cousin of mine who had a construction company if he could send his heavy equipment to help us clear the road, because debris was all over, and the road was just blocked with sailboat was on the middle of the road, and containers and debris from all the other homes that were damaged. So I had to call my cousin, and he sent his backhoe, and then we were working on cleaning the road to make sure that we have transportation to go through that same evening. And the next evening, the next day, the paramount chief of the village came over and asked me if I could arrange for the Aumanga, which is the untitled young man of the village, to get together and start cleaning up the village. So we start doing this, clean up on our own. We were told that FEMA will help reimburse some of these efforts. Well, we went ahead and did it, whether it's confirmed or not. We would never get reimbursed for it. But the thing is that the village itself, the people of the village came in, and we all pitched in to help clean up the village. So for 4 or 5 days, we were doing that ourselves. You heard about the extended family in American Samoa, or in Samoan, the culture with the extended family. Yes, it was like the whole village is a whole family, and everybody was pitching in and cleaning up. Then, even people that live up in the hills who did not have anything damaged, they were all down, coming down to the flat part of the village, and we all worked together. Sometime we work in late evenings, and people were donating food for us, lunch, and some drinks while we were working. So the village people really got into and helped, did all the cleaning and salvaged what we can save for some of the families that were really badly hit. I think it was about a week, I had a phone call from the Department of Human Resources, say that there is going to be some funds available for putting people into work to help clean up this. So I jumped at the opportunity because here we have just closed one of the cannery, and a lot of the people live in the villages lost their job when they closed one of the tuna company. So when we had this grant available, I jumped there, and I went and put in an application so I can put some of these people into employment. And fortunately, we were lucky to get some of our people employed under this grant to continue doing the cleaning and and planting some plants and try to put the village back to clean and its beauty that was there before. So it was very fortunate we was able to put it in, and I put it in an application for 60 people to put into work. But unfortunately, because they have to spread all to other villages that were also damages, that I was able to put in 42 people. I think 42 people from my village into employment. So I was not employed. As a lawmaker or a representative from my village, I was playing that role and trying to help get some other people employed to help rebuild. And most of the people that were employed through this grant are families that were victim of the tsunami. It was a very helpful grant to put these people into employment so they can help rebuild their families, whatever their needs are at the time. It would be very, very difficult for the families to rebuild. The grant came in just in good timing to help these people rebuild their spirit and getting them back into trying to help themselves. Most of these people were living in tents that was donated through the FEMA program, and with a little bit of supplies that they were getting from the other families or donations from Red Cross and all that, they didn't have very much to depend on. But it's employment for them. It really helped. It really helped bring the spirit of the people back up again. So when the people first get their paycheck, they work for 4 weeks before they're getting their paycheck. Then there were a lot of grumbling, saying, when are we going to get paid? When are we going to get paid? And I kept telling them, be patient, It takes a little bit more paperwork. When they first saw that paycheck, a 4-week paycheck, it was really, I can see tears in their eyes that they finally have something to look at. And some of the people, they use some of that money to buy some lumber so they can rebuild a little bit of a lean-to at their tent to extend the living quarters for their families. So that was the turning point there. That I see a lot of happiness in the people. Now, as we go along with the program, we were coming to the closing part of the program. I saw a little bit of sadness too. They said, "Oh man, the program's going to close down. And what are we going to do? What are we going to do with our families?" Fortunately, they extended it. I think they extended the program another 3 or 4 weeks. So. But yes, there was that turning point where I can see people really happy that they have something that they can help them rebuild their families. Well, that's really a big question for us to try to answer. This program that they are now training people to certain job skills, and now after the program closes, where are they going to go? Will they have enough jobs available for this? So, like I said, it's a difficult answer to this job. This question about where are we going to get jobs for these individuals. Hopefully, a call center will come into play that would employ some people. We hope that this new fishing company here will increase their employment to pick up some of these people that are in this training program. I really don't have a complete answer to this. I just hope that we can create more businesses to get some of these individuals into employment. That now that they're learning new skills, and hopefully that they can eventually get a job Well, the economy of American Samoa was always focused around the two tuna canneries as our main employment, besides the government and the other small private sectors. But the tuna canneries was the major employment, and also it was the economy of this territory depend on it. When one of the cannery closed, we saw the problem there with the employment, and because it has that domino effect on the other private sectors. If the people don't get employed at the cannery, they don't have the money to spend on the other needs of that they have, so they cannot go to the store and buy what they used to do or they were able to do before. So I'm hoping that our government can continue to pursue other business to come on island, so we don't have to depend on one industry, like we have been in many years, depending on the fishing industry. So I'm hoping that we could develop other industries here, that we can depend on multi-industry rather than on one industry. So hopefully that our government will be able to attract other businesses here. There were several other disasters that we've experienced, but we recovered very quickly, and people were able to get back to their usual daily chores and happiness, and we call the island of happiness here in American Samoa. But the tsunami, when it hit, that was a very major disaster, because not only the tsunami hit, one, the cannery closed, so that's like a double tsunami on top of that. And we lost a lot of employment there. So that's why it's making it very difficult for us to try to get back to our usual happiness as we always been.